That is a really good on-field decision.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel The Tales of 22 Yards. I'm Gaurav, a grade 3 umpire in Ireland. If you're visiting the channel for the first time, please do subscribe the channel. Recently, I came across a podcast questioning the need for square leg umpire as we have technologies these days to support decisions like stumpings, runouts, waist high no balls, bouncers, etc. I just brushed it off as just another video, but few of my cricket friends who actually follow the game in just TV, they asked me the same question. Then I thought, okay, this might be the topic worth diving into. I'll just explain the need of a square leg umpire in this video, and I'll let you guys to be the judge whether he is needed in the modern game or not. Sometimes the runout appeal can be so obvious, but the square leg umpire will be in the better position to check which batsman is actually out and which batsman is closer to the end where the runout is affected. There can also be cases where a batsman is coming out of his ground to just avoid himself from the injury. If you see this clip, the batsman had already made his ground, but he is coming out just to avoid injury. These decisions can be taken on field by the square leg umpires. Now let's see stumpings. Stumpings are usually closer calls, but there are few elements to the stumpings that a square leg umpire can spot. For example, a keeper collecting the ball before it passes the wicket at the striker end. Also any unfair movement by the wicket keeper which would result in the penalty. If you guys remember the incident where Rishabh Pant collects the ball before it passes the wicket against Bangladesh match, it was awarded as a no ball. Next thing is hit wicket. At times a batsman can complete his stroke and accidentally can disturb the wicket. Like in this case, if you see the batsman had already completed his stroke, but the wicket is disturbed after the stroke has been completed. In this case, the square leg umpire can easily spot this and he can take decisions on field. The next one would be obstructing the field. Most of the times, the square leg umpire is well placed to give his inputs when a distraction or obstruction is caused by the batters. If you see this, the batter is deliberately causing an obstruction and the square leg umpire is well placed. In fact, the decision for this was made on field. The next one would be wides and no balls. At times, the trajectory would be so obvious so that a decision can be made on field itself. There can be rare scenarios as well where the ball bounces more than once before it reaches the popping crease. The next one would be judging a fair catch. Technologies always show a two-dimensional video of a three-dimensional incident. We have seen n number of scenarios where a third umpire can't get a conclusive evidence with the available footages. The next one is overthrow. A square leg umpire is well placed to check the position of the batters at the instant of the throw. We all know how costly an overthrow can be. The next one is fielding restrictions. It is the responsibility of the square leg umpire to make sure that all the fielding restrictions are followed. For example, the power play fielding restrictions in limited overs cricket and the number of fielders in the leg side behind the square. The next one is short runs. A square leg umpire can spot any short run happening in his end. He can also clearly see whether that is intentional or not. The next one is to the condition of the ball. At times, the fielders can try to change the condition of the ball deliberately by applying some artificial substances or throwing the ball into rough. A bowler and umpire on his own can't manage everything, and this is where he needs an extra vigil in the form of a square leg umpire. The next one is pitch handover. The bowlers and umpire should monitor the pitch at the end of each over until the square leg umpire comes in and takes charge. This is to make sure that no deliberate attempts by any of the players to change the condition of the pitch. This has to be repeated every over to make sure that the pitch remains the same throughout the game. The next one is distraction by the bowler. Once the bowler starts his run up and the batsman is ready, the bowlers and umpire can't see what's happening behind him. In this case, the square leg umpire will be responsible for the bowler's action. He can also check whether the action of the bowler is legal. The next one is very important, the teamwork. Both umpires on field should work as a team for a successful match. The square leg umpire can give his inputs in the form of soft signal for caught behind, LBWs, leg byes, etc. The square leg umpire also helps to keep track the number of balls bowled in every over. He can also indicate where the batter is standing so that the bowlers and umpire can be accurate in his LBW decisions. The most important thing for an umpire on field is to have a calm and relaxed mind to make unbiased decisions. Having two umpires on field really helps this cause. Both umpires can work as team and they can switch up and switch down depending on the situations. I'm not saying switched off because I feel both umpires should never be switched off at any instant on cricket field. Apart from these, the square leg umpire can help with match management, man management, making sure the scores are correct, keeping track of the over rates and also the over calculations when there is any rain interruptions. Square leg umpire is the key in maintaining the pace of the game. I agree technology can play a major role in all of the things we discussed just now. But how reliable it can be? Technologies these days are incredible, but at the same time it comes with a huge cost. Can all cricketing boards afford technology? That's a big question mark. Also, technology is not that consistent. If you see here, the ball tracking shows a clear deflection after hitting the bat, but the snicko didn't pick anything. The presence of umpires, especially the square leg umpire, maintains the traditional essence of cricket. The role of a square leg umpire symbolizes teamwork and fairness. The square leg umpire provides a human perspective that the technology cannot replace. Now I let you all to be the judge whether if you need a square leg umpire or not. Thank you for watching the video. Please do subscribe the video and share it with your friends.